It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the weather is the big story as rain, strong winds, and possibility of severe storms will affect most of the state of Georgia today. It has forced schools all across the state, including Wayne and Long counties and a host of others, to close for the day. Wayne County's canceled all schools in Wayne County for today, and they've canceled all after-school activities as well. The school board meeting set for 6 p.m. this evening has been canceled as well. That assembly at the high school this morning has been canceled also. Again, it will be rescheduled at a later date. The school system says it will monitor the situation as the day progresses. We'll make a determination with you via school, email, Facebook, and the school system's website as soon as the determination is made regarding the reopening of schools. Our local EMA says today is a wind advisory in effect and possible thunderstorms and high winds expected most of the day. They state you'll see sustained winds between 20 to 25 miles per hour with gusts around 45 to 55 miles per hour. Also a chance of tornadoes throughout the day. Predicted rainfall 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Again, all that from our local emergency management agency. Once again, repeating, all schools in Wayne County closed today. All after-school activities closed as well, including the scheduled school board meeting, which was set for 6 p.m. this evening. County commissioners met for the first time Monday for the new year. The first item of business was to select the chairman and vice chairman for the year 2024. Mike Gordon selected chairman. Kevin McCrary, who has served as chairman the past 2 years, was selected to serve as vice chairman. The board selected Derek Williams as their third-party appointment to the Heart of Georgia Altamar Regional Commission. He replaces Dawson Trapnell. They voted to change the September board meeting date to Monday, September 9th to not conflict with the Labor Day holiday in September. They approved a resolution to apply for a 2024 Community Development Block Grant. The grant now a $1 million grant. They stated last night that they feel they have a good chance to acquire the $1 million grant. They also accepted bids for real estate. The county has several pieces of land that they sell. They felt it best to hire a real estate company to handle those pieces of property. They voted last night to use Parker Realty. The board appointed both Kevin McCrary and Mike Gordon as their two representatives to discuss with the city of Jesup contracts. Motion made by Commissioner James Thomas, seconded by Commissioner Tim Hopkins, voted on unanimously. But before that motion, Commissioner Jamie Hickox asked that she be put on that committee, stating that she represents a district made up of City of Jesup residents. She felt strongly that she should be selected to serve on that committee. They told her that she could simply make a motion to do that, which she did, but the motion died for a lack of a second. Again, James Thomas then said that both Kevin McCrary and Mike Gordon did a good job of negotiating this Lost 5 referendum, and there was no need to change. And Tim Hopkins agreed. Once again, both Mike Gordon and Kevin McCrary selected to be the two county representatives to work with the city of Jesup on contract agreements. Commissioners approved their health insurance renewal. They appointed PA Laurel West on the Board of Health, replacing Dr. Eddie Thomas, who requested that he no longer serve on that board. Under items with Administrator, Paul Drawdy reported the new early voting building should be completed soon. He also reported that he and others are attending certain meetings and civic groups to promote the SPLOST 5 vote, which is set for this coming March. And again, that's a look at your county commissioners meeting, the first meeting of the year 2024. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, Jesup City Council met last Thursday. The council voted 4-3 to remove City Manager Rose Marcus from that position, and they voted 5-1 to name Jesup Police Officer Nick Ellis as their interim city manager. On Monday afternoon, WIFO had a chance to talk with Nick Ellis about his new position with the City of Jesup.
City Manager Nick Ellis from the Jesup Police Department. Just got to ask you, obviously they talked to you before they made that decision, but were you surprised at all that they approached you on that?
I was very surprised. Up until the meeting, I had not been notified about any of that. I was actually sitting around the briefing table with my guys eating dinner and heard the news from Facebook Live. And so as I shared with the mayor, it was very surprising, but it was also humbling to know that the commissioners have given me this opportunity.
But it's an opportunity. Like I said, they state there's going to be a process where they open up and take interviews, I'm sure, but take applications, I meant. But are you interested in the full-time position?
Yes, sir, I am. And I certainly understand processes. I respect processes. And at that time that they open it up, I will submit my name as an applicant for the process.
It was stated at the meeting that the former city manager still has a position with the city. You have any idea what her position is? At this current time, that information was, held in executive session. I haven't been privileged to any of that, and so I will wait until the next opportunity to meet with the commission in an executive session to
determine, how do we move forward and what is the expectation from this point.
You have a high position at just police department. You've been with the police department for quite some time. So
yes, sir.
The question from a lot of people is who takes your place with the police department?
Chief Hamilton and Major Reddish will, begin going through personnel to see who can, disseminate some of my duties. But right now, I'm the interim city manager. And so if I'm not selected as the permanent city manager, then I go back to my previous position. So I was over Special Operations and the Uniform Patrol Division, which is two separate divisions. Chief Hamilton previously served as the captain over Special Operations, and once he took over, him and Major Reddish sat down and decided that we were going to, I would absorb the Special Operations side, which oversees our detectives and our drug unit. And we've been running like that for the last 6 months, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next, but I do have faith and confidence in those men to continue to move that department forward. And I'm here. I'm up the road, but I'm here to help and support as much as I can from this position as interim city manager.
Well, you're no stranger to being a city employee. You've been on the city police department, I've said, many years. You served under several city managers. So what's your thoughts on what makes a good city manager?
A good city manager, in my thoughts, are one who understands the services that we have to provide for their citizens and making sure that those services are done in an excellent way. All organizations are going to have personnel problems. All organizations are going to deal with budgets, but understanding what you have to work with and understand the needs of this city, from the public works to the public safety to, taxes and working along in conjunction with the county and working with city of Scriven and Odom, really kind of just really coming together and understanding what are the needs of the city, who are the people we're serving, and keeping the people that we're serving as top priority.
Well, the good news, I've lived in the city quite some time. They've always had good employees. They show up, they do a hard day's work, so you have to be happy about that. Plus, you have a good office staff here.
Yes, these ladies do a phenomenal job. I've got to work with them on several different things as I, bring invoices up, get requests for POs and different things. They've always been helpful. As a citizen who comes in and pays a water bill, they've always, been helpful about that. The city employees, as a whole, I've got to see a lot of these guys at different functions when we set up for parades, when we have water mains bus, the guys at the treatment plant, guys at the fire department, and of course, coming up to the ranks of the police department, I've gotten to see a lot of good things, and we have a lot of good people who work for the city of Jesup. I've always enjoyed, my opportunity to serve at the city of Jesup. When I came here at 21 years old, it has been everything that I've wanted to serve in this community, and this opportunity really has, really taking the cap of it all. So, again, I'm here for the city of Jesup, here to serve at whatever capacity they need me to serve. And when I was instructed to come over here, I came over here. I have a passion for what goes on at the police department. That's where I've spent most of my career. But I understand that the need right now is for me to be here, and that's where I'm going to be.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bob.
Once again, those are the comments of interim city manager Nick Ellis. Again, he says he's interested in the full-time job. Mayor Ralph Hickok says the city will once again conduct a search for the new full-time city manager, taking applications. We'll continue to follow that process as it develops. Again, in other news, the presidential preference primary in the state of Georgia will be held on March the 12th, last day for a person in Wayne County to register to be able to vote in that presidential primary is Monday, February 12th at 5 p.m. To check your registration status, change your name or address, find your polling place, request an absentee by mail ballot, or view a sample ballot, you can visit the My Voter page at mvp.sos.ga.gov. If you're not registered to vote, you can complete an online voter registration form with a valid Georgia driver's license, or you can download and complete the voter registration form and return it to the Wayne County Registrar's office. Advanced voting will begin Monday, February 19th, go through Friday, March 8th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be 2 mandatory Saturday voting days on February 24th and March the 2nd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns about the presidential primary, they should contact the Registrar's office here in Wayne County. That number 912-427-5950. We'll come back with the final news note after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final note in the news, we conclude our interviews from this past Thursday's Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Eggs and Issues Breakfast. Today we hear from our state representative, Stephen Meeks.
Our State Representative Stephen Meeks, Eggs and Issues Breakfast, legislative session set to begin January 8th. What can we expect going to take place in Atlanta?
Well, it was a great morning here at the Wayne County Chamber for Eggs and Issues Breakfast. Great to see the community turn out and engage in what's going to be happening in Atlanta as we convene on January the 8th. And by the way, I look forward to Mondays with Meeks on the morning show with Butch and Bob. So look forward to that. But, as we get into the legislative session, there's going to be a variety of issues that we'll see. We've got a couple of things that last year we passed that probably didn't turn out the way we thought it would. One has to do with access to freshwater fishing, and an issue that we were seeking to address that I don't know that we exactly got it right. So had to do with the Flint River and Yellow Jacket Shoals and folks really passing through private property on riverbanks. So it's one of the things that we'll be taking a look at is, did we fix it? Did we fix it right? Obviously, the budget is the big thing that we'll be doing and making sure that we pass another balanced budget. We've had a great economy here in Georgia. We're blessed with reserves of $19 billion. So we'll be taking a look to see what we can do with the reserves that we have in order to really address the needs pressing across our state.
The good news is there's money. The governor wants to give it back to the people. He's talking about reducing the income tax. So I'm sure everybody's happy about that. I know the teachers were happy with the bonus they got during the holidays. It's always good to see the money come back to the people. Like Blake said, it's our money, so to see it come back.
Most certainly. The reason we have the reserves is because the taxpayers have submitted their tax monies to the state. So it really is one of the things that we look forward to, returning that money to the ones who sent it to us, the taxpayers. And Bob, as you mentioned, we previously reduced the state income tax rate from 5.75 to 5.49. The 5.49 took effect on January the 1st, and the governor, with the support of the legislature, has expressed interest in accelerating the reduction down to 4.99% quicker than what we had anticipated whenever we passed the legislation. So it'll be one of the things that we'll be working toward this year and continuing to reduce the tax burden for citizens in our state and our communities.
You're a farmer. We always look for you for the agriculture news. What's the agriculture lookout for 2024 in the state of Georgia?
Well, prices have come down somewhat. Input cost in terms of equipment still, are at record highs, but we'll continue to look for ways to assist our local grown programs that we have, the Georgia Grown and others that really jump out there and provide fresh fruits and vegetables for our community. So, Commissioner Tyler Harper has done a great job of continuing the Georgia Grown program. But even as we've seen the increase in food cost, we'll be cognizant of that as we take action in Atlanta to address agricultural issues that we can from a state perspective.
One final question. It is a political year. A lot of political maneuvering going on. A lot of people up there, the governor, Secretary of State, all seeking bigger offices. Your thoughts on that? Will that get in the way of anything going on?
Well, it seems as the session progresses, you may see some actions play into the political moves that may be happening by members of the General Assembly or others. But political years are always fun. Look forward to see what transpires.
Okay, Stephen, always great to see you.
Always great to see you. Thank you.
Once again, those comments of Stephen Meeks this past Thursday. The legislative session got underway in Atlanta on Monday. It's a 40-day session. We'll be checking in with our legislators throughout the session, keeping everyone up to date on what's taking place in Atlanta. And that's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.